Hi, scholars. Happy Thursday. It's almost the end of the week, and I know you've been working hard all week, but we just got to make it through Thursday, and then Friday, you have a review day. Let's start with Module 5, Lesson 8. If you have the packet, this is the page you should be looking at. If you don't have the packet, that's okay. Make sure you have a brand new piece of paper in front of you. Let's read the problem together. It says, Caden and Justin each have an equal number of blocks. There are 26 blocks all together. How many blocks does Caden have? Go ahead and pause, mark up, and draw a picture and write a number sentence and an answer statement to solve this problem. Cool. Now that you've solved it on your own, let's solve it together. So we know that Caden and Justin have an equal number of blocks. Does that mean that they have the same or a different number of blocks as each other? That's right, they have the same number of blocks as each other because they have an equal number of blocks. We know that there are 26 blocks all together. The word all together also means total. That's right. The word all together also means total. So we know that the two boys have 26 blocks all together. So we read the problem. Now let's draw. For this problem, I'm going to set up my drawing like this. One for Caden and one for Justin. So I'm going to draw a box for Caden and a box for Justin. So I don't know how many blocks each boy has, but I'm going to use circles to show each block. So this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to give one boy each block until I've counted a total of 26 blocks. Like this, count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, hope you're still counting with me, 23, 24, 25, 26. Safe. Whew. That was a long counting process. Now, let's count how many blocks each boy has. Count with me, get ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Let's make sure that Justin has an equal or the same number of blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Do both boys have an equal number of blocks? Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. That's right, both boys have an equal number of blocks. I only have one question. How do you know? How do you know? That's right. I know that the boys have an equal number of blocks because each boy has 13 blocks. Is 13 the same number as 13? Say yes way, yes way. It is. So we know that the boys have an equal number of blocks. So on your page, you're going to fill in your answer statement at the bottom. Caden has 13 blocks. Now let's scroll down to read the challenge. The challenge question says, how many blocks would Justin have if he gave 4 of them to Caden? Ooh, this is a tricky question. So now we're going to take 4 of Justin's blocks and move them over to Caden's. So on my picture, I'm going to cross out 1, 2, 3, 4 of Justin's blocks and add them to Caden's. So now we have 1, 2, 3, and one more, 4. Now let's count how many blocks Caden has total. So he has 1, 2, 3, 4, count with me, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Caden would have 17 blocks. Oh, sorry, we're looking for how many blocks Justin would have. Ooh, Miss Daphne got tricked. Go ahead and count how many blocks Justin would have. Pause now and count. Cool. Let's see how many blocks Justin would have. He would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Justin has 9 blocks if he gives 4 to Caden. Cool. Give yourself a big pat on the back if you got that challenge question. Nice job. Let's keep going. If you have the packet, turn the page. If not, start in a new area. Cool. The first question says, we're going to read it together on 2. 1, 2. How would you split this pizza into halves or 2 equal parts? The word halves, which is this, comes from the word half. Halves, or if you split something in half, that means you get 2 equal parts. If you split something in half, you get, that's right, you get 2 equal parts. Now, I want to know, how would you split this pizza into halves? Pause and draw it on your page now. Cool. I might split this pizza in halves by drawing a line down the middle, up and down, by drawing a line side to side, like that, or by drawing a line cross, like that. In any of these versions, I have 2 equal parts. I have 1, I have 1 and 2 equal parts. Cool. On your page, on this part right here where it says your pizza might look like, go ahead and label the 2 parts just like I did, 1 and 2. Nice. Your page should look something like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Give yourself 2 thumbs up if you got all those equal parts. Nice job. Let's keep going. I'm going to scroll down on my page. This next part says, let's read it together. It says, when you cut a circle in 2 equal parts or halves, you have a half circle. So in this picture right here, we took a circle and we cut it into 2 equal parts. I see 1, 2. Then they just took the 2 parts and ripped them apart. And now you have 1 half circle and another half circle. Nice. Let's keep going. We're going to learn some more equal parts today. This next one says, read it with me on 2. 1, 2. Now try cutting this rectangle-shaped pizza in halves. Pause and cut the rectangle-shaped pizza in halves. Go. Cool. What you drew might look something like this, or maybe like this. Can I label my two equal parts? Totally. I'll label 1, 2, 1, and 2. How many equal parts are in halves? Halves are 2 equal parts. You got it. Fill it in right there. Great. Let's keep going. The next part says, let's read it together on 2, 1, 2. How would you cut each pizza into fourths or 4 equal parts? I see a root word in this word. I see the word 4 right here. So when we're talking about fourths, we're talking about 4 equal parts. We're talking about, nice job. So when you see the word fourths, you should think 4 equal parts. Let's cut each pizza into 4 equal parts. Pause the video and try it on your own first. Cool, let's do it together. So on this pizza, I'm gonna try to cut it into 4 equal parts by drawing one line down the middle, side to side, and one line down the middle, going up and down. I can make that a little bit better. Now, let's label the 4 equal parts. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Give yourself a pat on the back if your pizza looks something like my pizza. Nice job. Now let's try to cut this rectangular pizza into 4 equal parts, or fourths. You got it. Let's see. I can draw one line side to side like that, and one line up and down like that. Now I see 1, 2, 3, 4. Give yourself 4 claps if you got 4 equal parts. Nice job. Let's keep going. Let's read this next part together. It says, fourths can also be called quarters. Read that sentence one more time. Fourths can also be called quarters. Label each quarter 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we are going to label each quarter. We're going to label each, good job, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pause the video and do it on your own. Nice job. Let's do it together. I see 1, 2, 3, and 4. Raise your hand if this is what your circle looks like. Good. Now let's do it on the rectangle. I see 1, 2, 3, and 4. Give yourself 2 pats on the back if that's what your rectangle looks like. Nice job. Let's keep going. Next, we are going to work on dividing the shapes into halves. Pause the video and divide or cut the square, rectangle, and circle into halves. Cool. Now that you did that on your own, let's do it together. Your square might look something like this. Your rectangle might look something like this. And your circle might look like this. I want you to know that the way that I have cut each shape into halves is not the only way to do it. You might have done it in a different way. As long as you find 2 equal parts in your way that you cut the shapes, I am okay with that. Let's label each one and make sure we found 2 equal parts. Count with me. 1, 2. Checks out. Let's check here. 1, 2. Looks good. 1 and 2. Nice job, scholars. Let's now divide the shapes into fourths. So you are going to pause and divide the circle, square, and rectangle into fourths. I think you know what that means. Go ahead and go. Cool, now that you did it on your own, we're going to do it together. So I'm going to draw 2 lines going across the circle. One like, one like this, and one like this. Go ahead and label the 4 equal parts that you see. On the square, I'm going to draw one like this, and one like, oops, that's not very, one like this. You have 4 equal parts. You're labeling as I'm drawing. And then on our rectangle, I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3 lines to get 4 equal parts. Make sure you label your picture. Let's keep going. The next one says divide or cut the squares and circles into halves 2 different ways. So like I said earlier, there's more than one way to cut a square and a circle into half. Now show me 2 different ways to cut these squares and circles into 2 equal parts. Pause and go. Well, let's do them together. So your square might look something, your square might look something, like this and this. I see 1, 2, 3, and 4 equal parts there. Now let's check the next one. Let's draw 1, 2. Oh, sorry, scholars, I got tricked again. We are dividing into halves. So let's divide it into 2 equal parts, not 4 equal parts. Silly Miss Jaffy. Okay, so I'm going to divide the square in 1 and 2 equal parts that way. I can also divide a square into 2 equal parts or into halves like this. And now I have 1, 2. Raise your hand if your pictures look something similar to mine. Nice job. Now let's try it on the circle. I can cut the circle into half this way, or I can cut it into half this way. Raise your hand if your circles look like mine. Nice. Raise your hand if you got something different for one of your circles. Nice. That's also okay. The most important part is that you label all your parts. Let's keep going. Oops, I almost forgot this last part. This last part says color 1/2 of the square. So on your page, pause right now and color 1/2 of the square. Cool. You can color either the top half or the bottom half, but we're only going to color one. Nice job. The next question says color 1/4 of the circle. Pause and color 1/4. Nice job. So you should have colored one of these. Does it matter which fourth or which quarter of the circle that I choose to color? How do you know? You're right. It doesn't matter which fourth of the circle that we color because each fourth or each quarter is the same size. Let's keep going. We are now at your independent practice. So you are going to be following the directions on each question and working your hardest and trying your best. You got this, and hope that you are doing really well and staying safe with your families. Bye.